The fluorescent lights of Metropolitan General Hospital buzzed like dying insects above Sophia Blake's head. Her fingers trembled around the bill. $50,000. The numbers blurred through her tears. Miss Blake. Dr. Martinez's voice cut through the static in her mind. We need your decision by tomorrow morning. Your brother's internal bleeding is stable, but without surgery. She knew. Oliver would die. Her brilliant 22-year-old brother, the computer science prodigy who quoted Shakespeare and built apps in his spare time, would become another statistic. I understand, she whispered. The hospital corridor stretched endlessly. Her phone vibrated. Vincent Sterling, her boss, the man whose calendar she managed, whose coffee she perfected, whose cold green eyes she'd memorized over 3 years of silent longing. She'd loved him from a distance, watching him work past midnight, catching glimpses of something human beneath the ice. But Vincent lived in penthouses. She lived paycheck to paycheck. The next morning, she arrived at Sterling Innovations at dawn. The 40-story glass tower reflected clouds she couldn't afford to admire. Vincent's corner office occupied the entire top floor. Floor-to-ceiling windows framed the city like a painting she'd never own. He sat at his mahogany desk, perfect in charcoal wool, reviewing contracts. You look terrible. Thank you, sir. Your observations are always delightful. His head snapped up. Those sharp green eyes studied her face like an equation to solve. What's wrong? In 3 years, he'd never asked. She was furniture. Efficient, invisible furniture. Nothing that concerns the company, Mr. Sterling. Sophia. The way he said her name stopped her heart. Sit down. She perched on the leather chair, gripping her tablet. Vincent leaned back, watching her with unsettling focus. I've known you for 3 years. You've never looked like this. What happened? The kindness broke her. Words spilled out. Oliver's accident. The surgery. The impossible number. Her desperation. She told him everything while mascara streaked her cheeks. Vincent listened. His expression remained unreadable, carved from marble. $50,000, he said finally. I tried everything. Banks, credit cards, everyone I know. I even considered asking you for an advance. But 10 years of my salary wouldn't cover it. He stood and walked to the window. Morning sunlight outlined his shoulders. What would you do for that money? The question hung in the air like smoke. Anything. The word escaped before thought could stop it. I would do anything to save my brother. Vincent turned. Something calculating flickered in his eyes. Anything? Ice crawled down her spine. What are you asking? He returned to his desk and pulled out a thick folder. Placed it in front of her with surgical precision. My mother gave me an ultimatum. Marry within 30 days, or she'll use her board influence to remove me as CEO. The company would go to my cousin Richard, who would destroy everything I built. Sophia stared at the folder. I don't understand. Open it. Inside, a marriage contract. Legal, binding. Her name already typed in the bride section. You want to marry me? I want to hire you to be my wife. Temporary. 6 months should secure my position and satisfy my mother. In return, I'll pay for Oliver's surgery and give you an additional $100,000. The room tilted. Marriage is a transaction, he continued, voice clinical. Why not treat it as such? You're intelligent, professional. You understand pressure and discretion. Most importantly, you need the money badly enough to agree. His bluntness cut like glass. What would you expect from me? Move into my penthouse, attend social functions, convince my mother and the board we're genuinely in love. In public, you're the perfect wife. In private, we maintain boundaries. After 6 months, a quiet divorce, you'll receive a settlement that ensures you never have to work again. Her pulse thundered in her ears. I need time to think. Oliver's surgery is tomorrow morning. The decision needs to be made today. The cruelty wasn't lost on her, but he was right. Oliver couldn't wait. 6 months of pretending to love the man she already loved, knowing it was performance, knowing he could never feel the same. But Oliver would live. There's a pen in the top drawer, Vincent said softly. Her hand shook as she signed. Vincent's signature followed, bold and confident. Congratulations, Miss Blake. You're about to become Mrs. Sterling. The weight of her choice crashed over her like a wave. When do we start? Tonight. Dinner. We need to create a believable backstory. He checked his watch. And tomorrow, after Oliver's surgery, we announce our engagement. That's fast. I don't believe in wasting time. His green eyes held hers. In that moment, Sophia knew this arrangement would destroy her. She was entering a game where the stakes were her heart. And Vincent Sterling held all the cards. The intercom buzzed before Sophia could process what she'd done. Mr. Sterling, your mother is here. Vincent's jaw tightened almost imperceptibly. Send her in. Elena Sterling entered like winter itself. Silver hair perfectly styled. Designer suit that cost more than Sophia's yearly salary. Cold blue eyes that catalogued Sophia's cheap blazer and drugstore heels in one withering glance. Vincent, darling, I need to speak with you. Privately. Actually, Mother, this concerns Sophia as well. Vincent moved behind Sophia's chair. His hands settled on her shoulders. The touch ignited every nerve ending in her body. We have an announcement. Sophia and I are engaged. The silence stretched thin enough to snap. Elena's face cycled through shock, disgust, fury, settled on frozen disapproval. Your secretary. Surely you're joking. I've never been more serious about anything in my life. Sophia felt Vincent's fingers tighten on her shoulders. This was the test. Elena Sterling didn't become a corporate powerhouse by being fooled easily. How long has this been going on? Several months. We wanted to be certain before going public. Elena's laser focus shifted to Sophia. And you, dear, how do you feel about marrying into the Sterling family? This was her moment. Sophia took a breath and smiled up at Vincent with every ounce of love she'd hidden for 3 years. Let it show. Let it burn in her eyes. I feel like the luckiest woman alive. Vincent's hands tightened. When she looked up, something flickered in his expression. Something that looked almost like wonder. For one breathless second, he gazed at her like she mattered, like she was real, then it vanished. The CEO mask slid back into place. I see, Elena said slowly. This is certainly unexpected. I suppose congratulations are in order. Her tone suggested congratulations were a funeral dirge. After Elena swept out promising an engagement party, Sophia's hands wouldn't stop shaking. You did well, Vincent said. I lied to your mother. We both did. Get used to it. That evening, he took her to Chez Madeleine, the most exclusive restaurant in the city. Crystal chandeliers, velvet booths, a view of glittering skyscrapers. The maitre d' greeted Vincent by name. We need to establish our story, Vincent said once they were seated. How we met, how we fell in love. My mother will interrogate us. How romantic. Romance is a luxury we can't afford. We need to be practical. But as wine arrived and courses came, something shifted. Vincent told her about his childhood. The pressure to be perfect, his father's death, Elena's iron control. Sophia shared stories about Oliver, their parents' car accident, dropping out of college to support her brother. You sacrificed your dreams for him. He's all the family I have left. Dreams can wait. What were your dreams? She hesitated. I wanted to be a writer. Silly, I know. It's not silly. Why didn't you pursue it? Life happened. Besides, I'm good at organizing your chaos. Vincent smiled. A real smile that transformed his face from handsome to devastating. You're exceptional at managing my chaos. For one dangerous moment, the pretense dissolved. They were just two people. Just Sophia and Vincent. No contracts. No arrangements. Then his phone rang. Reality crashed back. Oliver's surgery is 8 a.m. tomorrow. I've transferred the funds. Just like that? You're my fiancé now. Taking care of your family is my responsibility. The word fiancé sent electricity through her veins. 3 days later, Sophia stood in Vincent's penthouse feeling like an imposter. Floor-to-ceiling windows, modern furniture, a view that belonged in magazines, not her life. Your room is down the hall, Vincent said, carrying her single battered suitcase. I've arranged for a stylist tomorrow. You'll need a new wardrobe. I have clothes. Not for the world you're entering. Trust me, appearances matter in my mother's circle. The guest room was larger than her entire apartment. King bed, marble bathroom, walk-in closet. Vincent set down her suitcase and turned to face her. Ground rules. In public, we're madly in love. In private, we maintain boundaries. My bedroom is off limits. Yours too. We're business partners. Nothing more. Each word was a knife. Of course. Good. I'll be working late. Order dinner. Kitchen's fully stocked. He started to leave. Paused at the door. Sophia? Yes? Thank you for doing this. I know it's not easy. After he left, she sat on the enormous bed and stared at the city lights. Outside, the world sparkled like diamonds. Inside, she'd never felt more alone. The next morning, the stylist arrived. Miranda, sharp-eyed and efficient, took one look at Sophia and began planning her transformation. "We need to make you look like you belong in Vincent Sterling's world," Miranda declared, holding up designer dresses. "But we can't make it obvious. Can't look like you're playing dress-up." Hours later, Sophia stared at her reflection. Navy silk dress, diamond earrings, hair styled in soft waves. She looked expensive, elegant, like someone else entirely. "Much better," Vincent said when she emerged. His gaze traveled over her slowly. Something heated flickered in his green eyes. "You look beautiful." The compliment shouldn't have mattered. This was business, but her heart betrayed her anyway. "The engagement party is tonight," he continued. "My mother invited half the city. Are you ready?" "No." "Good, neither am I." He offered his arm. She took it. As they left the penthouse, Sophia caught their reflection in the mirror. They looked perfect together, like they belonged. It was the most dangerous lie of all. The engagement party was held at the Sterling estate, a mansion that looked like it belonged in European postcards, not modern America. Marble floors, crystal everywhere, people in clothes that cost more than cars. Sophia's hand trembled against Vincent's arm. "Breathe," he murmured. "You're doing fine. I don't belong here. Neither do I, but we're excellent actors." Elena descended the grand staircase like a queen. Emerald gown, diamond necklace, smile sharp as broken glass. "Welcome, everyone, to celebrate my son's engagement to his lovely secretary." The way she said secretary made it sound like a disease. Vincent's hand tightened on Sophia's waist. Possessive, protective. "Thank you. Mother, Sophia means everything to me." He looked down at her. The intensity in his eyes made her forget to breathe. He was acting. This was performance. But God, it felt real. "Dance with me," he said softly. The orchestra played something slow and intimate. Vincent pulled her close on the dance floor. His hand splayed across her lower back. Her palm rested against his chest. She felt his heartbeat. Steady. Strong. "You're trembling," he whispered. "I'm terrified." "Of what?" "Of falling deeper. Of forgetting this is fake. Of losing myself in you, your mother. These people, this world, they're just people. Entitled, judgmental people, but people nonetheless." She looked up at him. His face was inches from hers. His breath ghosted across her lips. "Vincent." "Sophia." The way he said her name was different now. Softer. Like it mattered. They danced in silence. The moment stretched, fragile and perfect. For those few minutes, nothing else existed. Just them. Just this. Then someone cleared their throat behind them. "Vincent, congratulations." A man in an expensive suit. Late 30s, handsome in a calculated way, cold eyes that assessed Sophia like merchandise. "Richard," Vincent said flatly. "Thank you for coming, Richard." Vincent's cousin. The man who wanted to steal his company. "I had to meet the woman who finally caught you. Tell me, Sophia, how does it feel to win the lottery?" Vincent's entire body tensed. "Careful, Richard." "What?" "I'm just curious how a secretary managed to land a billionaire. Must be quite the Cinderella story." Sophia's face burned. Before Vincent could respond, she smiled sweetly. "Actually, Richard, I think you have it backwards. Vincent's the lucky one. After all, I could have said no." Richard's eyes widened. Then he laughed, but it wasn't friendly. "I like her. She's got fire. Let's see how long that lasts in our world." He walked away. Vincent pulled her closer. "Ignore him. Is he always that charming? He's always that threatened. He knows if I stay in control, he'll never get the company. So our marriage really does matter." "Yes, it does." The party continued. Hours of smiling, pretending, playing the role. By midnight, Sophia's face hurt from fake happiness. In the car ride home, Vincent was silent, brooding, his jaw tight. "You were incredible tonight," he finally said. "I survived." That's different. You did more than survive. You handled Richard perfectly. You charmed everyone. Even my mother looked impressed. She looked like she wanted to poison my champagne. Vincent laughed. A real laugh. The sound made her chest ache. Back at the penthouse, he poured them both whiskey. They stood at the windows watching the city sleep. "Can I ask you something?" Sophia said. "Anything. Do you ever regret this? The arrangement?" Vincent was quiet for a long moment. "I regret that it had to be an arrangement at all." She turned to look at him. His profile was shadowed. "Beautiful and unreachable, what do you mean?" "Nothing. Forget I said anything." But she couldn't forget. Something had shifted between them. Some invisible line had been crossed. 3 weeks passed. They fell into a rhythm. Breakfast together, rides to work, dinners, public appearances. Each day, the pretense felt more real. Each night, Sophia lay in her room and reminded herself this was temporary. But her heart wasn't listening. One evening, Vincent came home early. She was in the kitchen cooking. Something simple. Pasta and wine. "You cook?" He sounded surprised. "Occasionally. I'm not completely useless outside the office." He leaned against the counter watching her. His tie was loosened. Sleeves rolled up. Hair slightly disheveled. He looked human. Vulnerable. "I never said you were useless. You're the most capable person I know." Careful, Vincent. That almost sounded like a compliment. It was a compliment. Their eyes met. Held. The air between them thickened. "Sophia, I need to tell you something." Her heart hammered. "What?" Before he could answer, his phone rang. He glanced at the screen. His expression hardened. "I have to take this." He disappeared into his office. When he emerged an hour later, his walls were back up. The moment was gone. "I'm sorry. Work crisis. I need to fly to Tokyo tomorrow. 3 days. Oh, okay. You'll be all right here alone?" "I've been alone most of my life, Vincent." "I'll manage." Something flashed in his eyes. "Hurt? Regret? I'll call you." "You don't have to." "I know, but I will." The next morning, he left before dawn. The penthouse felt cavernous without him. Empty. On the second day, Sophia visited Oliver at the rehabilitation center. He looked stronger, healthier. The surgery had worked. He was going to live. "So," Oliver said, grinning, "you married your boss. That's very Jane Eyre of you. It's complicated. Do you love him?" The question hit like a bullet. "Oliver?" "That's a yes." "Does he love you?" "It's not that kind of marriage." "Sophia, I've seen the way he looks at you in those photos online. That man is in love with you. He just doesn't know it yet." She wanted to believe that. God, she wanted to. That night, her phone rang. "Vincent, how's Tokyo?" she asked. "Productive. Cold. I miss home." The word home made her chest tighten. "How's Oliver?" "Good. He asked about you." "What did you tell him?" "The truth. That you saved his life." Vincent was quiet. "Sophia, when I get back, we need to talk. Really talk. About what?" "About us. This arrangement. Everything." Her pulse raced. "Okay. Get some sleep. I'll see you soon." After he hung up, Sophia stared at her phone. Hope bloomed in her chest, dangerous and terrifying. Maybe Oliver was right. Maybe Vincent felt something too. The next morning, she woke to her phone buzzing. A message from an unknown number. She opened it. A photo appeared. Vincent in Tokyo, at a restaurant, with a beautiful woman. A woman who was touching his arm, laughing, leaning close. Below the photo, a message. "Did you really think he cared about you? You were always just the transaction. Wake up, Cinderella." The clock just struck midnight. The phone slipped from Sophia's hands. Her world shattered like glass. Sophia stared at the photo until the screen blurred. Vincent. That woman. Close, intimate. Everything she'd feared. She'd been a fool. A stupid, naive fool. Her phone rang. Vincent. She let it go to voicemail. It rang again. And again, finally, she answered. "Sophia, thank God. I've been trying to reach you." His voice sounded wrong. Tight. Urgent. "I saw the photo," she said. Her voice was ice. Dead. Silence. "What photo?" "You, in Tokyo, with her." "Sophia, listen to me. That was a business dinner. Nothing happened. Someone's trying to sabotage us. Sabotage the arrangement, you mean? The transaction. That's all I ever was, right? That's not true, isn't it? You said it yourself, Vincent. Marriage is a transaction. I was just stupid enough to forget. Sophia, please. Let me explain. No, I'm done. When you get back, we'll discuss terminating the contract early. I'll return the money. We'll figure something out. The money? You think this is about the money? Isn't everything about money in your world? She hung up, blocked his number, sat on the bathroom floor and cried until she had nothing left. Vincent returned a day early. Sophia heard the penthouse door slam open. Sophia! She stayed in her room. He pounded on the door. Open this door right now. Go away. I'm not going anywhere. We're going to talk about this. There's nothing to talk about. The woman in that photo is Keiko Tanaka. She's a business partner. That dinner was about a merger. I'm not having an affair. I don't care. Yes, you do. That's the problem. You care. And so do I. Her hand froze on the doorknob. What? Open the door, Sophia, please. She unlocked it. Vincent stood there looking wrecked. Hair disheveled, shirt wrinkled. Dark circles under his eyes. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. I'm not having an affair, he repeated. Someone sent you that photo to destroy us. My guess is Richard. He has the most to gain if our marriage falls apart. It doesn't matter who sent it. It matters to me. Why? The arrangement is almost over anyway. We can end it now. You can find someone else to play your wife. I don't want anyone else. The words exploded between them. Vincent's chest heaved. His green eyes blazed with something raw and desperate. I don't want anyone else, he said again, quieter. I want you, not the arrangement, not the contract. You. Sophia's legs felt weak. You're just saying that because the arrangement is convenient. Convenient. Sophia, you've made my life completely inconvenient. You've turned everything upside down. I can't focus. I can't think. All I do is think about you. When I'm in meetings, I'm wondering what you're doing. When I'm working late, I'm wishing you were there. In Tokyo, all I wanted was to come home. To you. Not this penthouse. You. His hands cupped her face. Gentle. Trembling. I'm in love with you. I have been for months. Maybe longer. Maybe since the first day you walked into my office and reorganized my entire life. Vincent, I know I don't deserve you. I know I approached this all wrong. I turned something that should have been beautiful into a transaction because I'm an idiot who doesn't know how to feel things without controlling them. But I'm feeling things now. I'm feeling everything, and it's terrifying. Tears spilled down her cheeks. I've loved you for 3 years, she whispered. Before the contract, before everything. I've loved you so long I forgot what it felt like to not love you. He kissed her. Finally. Desperately. Like she was air and he'd been drowning. She kissed him back. Years of longing pouring into that single moment. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, Vincent rested his forehead against hers. Stay with me. Not because of a contract. Not because of an arrangement. Stay with me because you want to. Yes, she breathed. Yes. They spent the night talking. Really talking. About feelings, fear, the future. Vincent told her everything. His mother's control, his fear of weakness. How Sophia had cracked through every defense he'd built. I was going to tell you in Tokyo, he admitted. That's what the call was about. I wanted to end the contract. Make this real. But then the crisis hit and I had to handle it first. And someone used that against us. Richard. It has to be. He's desperate. Morning came too soon. Vincent made coffee. Burned toast. They laughed. It felt normal. Real. Then his phone rang. It's my mother, he said, frowning. I should take this, Sophia nodded. Watched his expression change. Darken. Turn to stone. What do you mean? His voice was deadly quiet. When? How? He hung up. Looked at Sophia with devastation in his eyes. There's been an accident. Oliver's rehabilitation center. A fire. He's in the hospital. The world stopped. Is he alive? Yes, but he's in critical condition. We need to go. Now. They drove in terrible silence. Sophia's mind wouldn't work. Couldn't process. This couldn't be happening. Not after everything. At the hospital, a doctor met them. His expression said everything. Oliver's lungs were damaged by smoke inhalation. He needs an immediate transplant. Without it, he has days, maybe hours. Do whatever it takes, Vincent said. Money is no object. It's not about money, Mr. Sterling. It's about availability. He's on the transplant list, but his blood type is rare. The wait could be months. He doesn't have months. Sophia felt herself fracturing. There has to be something. Unless we find a living donor. Someone willing to give him a portion of their lung. It's risky. The donor faces permanent damage. Reduced lung capacity. Possible complications. Vincent was already moving toward the doctor. Test me. Vincent, no. He turned to her. His eyes held absolute certainty. Test me. I'm O-negative. Universal donor. You could die, Sophia said. Her voice broke. The surgery is dangerous. You could have permanent damage. So could Oliver. Test me. The doctor looked between them. Mr. Sterling, you need to understand the risks. This isn't like donating blood. You'll be giving away part of your lung. Your athletic capacity will be affected. You might face chronic pain, breathing difficulties, and there's a chance, however small, that the surgery could kill you. I understand. Do it, Vincent. Sophia grabbed his arm. You don't have to do this. You don't owe us anything. The contract is over. You said it yourself. You don't have to. He took her face in his hands. I'm not doing this because of a contract. I'm doing this because I love you, and I love you too much to watch your brother die when I can save him. That's what love is, Sophia. Sacrifice. Let me do this. Let me save him. Tears streamed down her face. What if I lose you? You won't, I promise. I'm coming back to you. He kissed her forehead. Turned to the doctor. Prep for surgery. Let's save Oliver's life. As they wheeled Vincent away, Sophia collapsed in the waiting room. 4 hours. That's what the doctor said. 4 hours and she'd know if the man she loved survived. 4 hours to pray. To hope. To bargain with God. Her phone buzzed. Another message from the unknown number. How does it feel? Knowing he's going to die because of you? You destroy everything you touch, Sophia. Your parents. Your brother. Now Vincent. You're poison. She stared at the message. Something clicked. This wasn't Richard. The cruelty was too personal. Too intimate. She called the number. It rang once. Hello, Sophia. Elena Sterling's voice. Cold. Triumphant. You. Sophia breathed. It was you. All of it. Of course it was me. Did you really think I'd let a nobody like you steal my son? I sent the photo. I arranged the fire. Everything. And now Vincent is dying on an operating table because of you. Because he was stupid enough to fall in love with the help. Rage. White hot and blinding. You set the fire? You tried to kill Oliver? I tried to remind you of your place. But Vincent had to be a hero. Had to try to save the day. Now he'll die and it's all your fault. You should have stayed in the shadows where you belong. The line went dead. Sophia stood frozen. Horror and fury warring inside her. Elena had orchestrated everything. The betrayal, the fire, all of it. And Vincent was in surgery because of her. The waiting room door opened. A surgeon in scrubs, mask pulled down. His expression was unreadable. Miss Blake? She couldn't breathe. Please, she whispered. Please tell me he's alive. The surgeon's face gave nothing away. Both surgeries were successful. Mr. Sterling and your brother are stable. Sophia's legs gave out. She collapsed into a chair, sobbing with relief. Can I see him? Soon. He's in recovery. But Miss Blake, you need to understand. Mr. Sterling's sacrifice was significant. His lung capacity is permanently reduced by 30%. He'll face chronic pain, breathing difficulties. He gave your brother a chance at life, but he paid a heavy price. She nodded, unable to speak. 2 hours later, they let her into Vincent's room. He looked pale against white sheets. An oxygen mask covered his face. Tubes and wires connected him to machines that beeped softly, but his eyes were open. When he saw her, he pulled down the mask. Oliver, alive because of you. Good. He winced. That's good. She took his hand. Pressed it to her cheek. You didn't have to do this. Yes, I did. I told you. That's what love is. Vincent, I know who sent the photo. Who started the fire. His eyes sharpened despite the pain. Who? Your mother. The machines beeped faster. Vincent's jaw clenched. That's not possible. She called me. Confessed everything. She wanted to destroy us. She tried to kill Oliver to remind me of my place. She's the one who's been sabotaging everything. Vincent closed his eyes. When he opened them, they held cold fury. Get me my phone. You need to rest. Get me my phone, Sophia. She handed it to him. Watched him dial with shaking fingers. Mother, we need to talk now. Elena arrived within the hour, dressed perfectly, composed, until she saw Vincent in the hospital bed. Vincent, darling, what happened? You happened. Sophia told me everything. The photo, the fire, all of it. Elena's mask cracked. Just slightly. She's lying. She's manipulating you. No, you are. You've been manipulating me my entire life, controlling me, using your bored influence as a weapon. But it ends now. Vincent, be reasonable. I'm done being reasonable. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to resign from the board. Immediately. You'll release your voting shares to me. And you'll never contact Sophia or Oliver again. If you do, I'll expose what you did. Attempted murder. Arson. The media will destroy you. Elena's face went white. You wouldn't. Try me. I have recordings of Sophia's phone call. I have evidence. I have everything I need to put you in prison. The only reason I'm not doing it right now is because you're my mother. But that relationship ends today unless you agree to my terms. You're choosing her over me. Over your own family. She is my family. She's the only family that matters. Elena looked between them, saw the truth in Vincent's eyes. Something in her broke. I was trying to protect you, she whispered, from making a mistake, from marrying beneath you. The only mistake I made was listening to you for so long. Goodbye, Mother. Elena left, defeated, broken. Sophia sat beside Vincent's bed in silence. You lost your mother because of me. I lost a woman who tried to kill someone I love. That's not a mother. That's a monster. Still, family is family. Vincent pulled her hand to his lips, kissed her knuckles despite the pain it caused. You're my family now. You and Oliver. That's all I need. 3 weeks passed. Vincent healed slowly. Oliver recovered faster, his new lung tissue taking hold. They moved into a new penthouse together. All 3 of them, Vincent insisted. Oliver needs supervision during recovery, he said. And I need you. It's practical. Everything with you is practical. Not everything. He kissed her. Soft. Sweet. This isn't practical at all. This is completely irrational. Good. I like you irrational. Oliver recovered enough to return to school. Vincent returned to work, though his breathing was labored. He hid it well, but Sophia noticed. She always noticed. One evening, 6 months after the surgery, Vincent came home early. He looked tired, pale, but determined. Sit down, he said. We need to talk. Her heart clenched. That sounds ominous. He pulled out a folder. The marriage contract, the one they'd signed in his office a lifetime ago. Our 6 months are up, he said quietly. According to this contract, we're supposed to divorce now. Sophia's throat tightened. Right. The arrangement. Vincent picked up the contract. Held it over a candle on the table. Let it catch fire. They watched it burn until only ash remained. I don't want an arrangement, he said. I don't want a contract. I want you. Really you. Messily, imperfectly. Forever. He dropped to one knee. Pulled out a ring. Not the fake engagement ring from before. This one was different. Simpler. A single diamond that caught the light. Sophia Blake. Will you marry me? Not for money. Not for business. Not to save anyone or fix anything. Just because I love you. Because you're the best thing that ever happened to me. Because I want to wake up next to you for the rest of my life and argue about my terrible organizational skills. Tears blurred her vision. You're really bad at organizing. Is that a yes? You gave up part of your lung for my brother. You stood up to your mother. You burned a contract that protected you legally. You're either incredibly brave or completely insane. Probably both. So is that a yes? She pulled him up. Kissed him until neither of them could breathe properly. Yes. Yes. 1,000 times yes. He slipped the ring on her finger. It fit perfectly. I love you, he whispered against her lips. I love you too, even though you're terrible at making toast. He laughed, winced. His lungs still hurt. Probably always would. Are you okay? She asked, concerned. I'm perfect. I have you. What else could I possibly need? They stood there, holding each other. 2 broken people who'd found completeness in each other. 6 months later, They married for real. Small ceremony. Just Oliver, a few close friends, and a judge. No Elena, no board members. No pretense. Just love. Oliver walked Sophia down the aisle. He looked healthy, strong, alive. "You saved me," he whispered. "Both of you. You saved us too," she whispered back. "You gave us a reason to find each other." Vincent waited at the altar. No expensive suit, just jeans and a button-down shirt. His breathing was labored. His lung would never fully heal, but his smile was radiant. When she reached him, he took her hands. "Ready to make this official?" he asked. "I've been ready for 3 years. Better late than never." The judge pronounced them husband and wife. Vincent kissed her. Deep, real, forever. As they walked out into the sunshine, Oliver threw rice. Vincent laughed. Sophia cried happy tears. "What now?" she asked. "Now we live," Vincent said. "Really live. No more contracts. No more arrangements. Just us. Just us," she agreed. They drove away in Vincent's car. Not to a fancy reception. Not to a honeymoon in Europe. They drove to their penthouse. Their home. Where Oliver was waiting with takeout and terrible movies. Where they would build a life together. Messy, imperfect, real. That night, lying in Vincent's arms, Sophia thought about the desperate woman who'd signed a contract 6 months ago. Who'd agreed to marry a man she loved for money. Who'd thought happiness was something other people deserved. She'd been wrong about so much. Love wasn't a transaction. It was a choice, made every day, in big sacrifices and small moments, in burned toast and shared laughter, in scars that never fully healed but became part of your story. "What are you thinking?" Vincent murmured against her hair. "That I would do it all again. Every moment, even the painful ones, even marrying me for money, especially that. It brought me here, to this, to us." He kissed her forehead. "I'm glad you needed $50,000. I'm glad you needed a wife." "I didn't need a wife. I needed you. I just didn't know it yet." Outside, the city lights sparkled. Inside, they held each other. Two people who'd found home in the most unexpected place. In each other. Years later, people would ask how they met. Sophia and Vincent would smile, share a look, and say, "It was complicated, because love always is. But it's also simple. It's a choice." And they chose each other. Every single day. The end.